Welcome into Strength and Flow. I'm Coach Kells, and this is 20 minutes of ground movement goodness for your body. This general practice offers a mix of mobility, stability, core work, and active stretching. Let's jump right in today. We're starting with a deep knee bend to kneeling transition. From squatting on the balls of your feet, lean back and push your hips forward to let your knees softly kiss the ground. This one strengthens your feet, ankles, and knees. Modify the movement to work for your body. Once you've got it locked in, it's a super practical move for everyday life. Next, come to a comfortable kneeling position for alternating rotation reaches. Rotate your shoulders, plant a hand, and reach across your body. Flow from side to side. Remember, these movements are all about connecting to your body. They're lower intensity, but packed with benefits for both body and mind. I'm right here flowing with you, but don't feel like you need to move exactly how I'm moving. Feel into each pattern and listen to how your body wants to move. With our bodyweight practice, I feel it's important to strike this balance between diversity of movement and depth. Allow your body to take the lead and you'll naturally expand into slightly different variations like these arcing reaches, bending laterally from side to side. Slide into a side sit position and switch from hip to hip. Swivel switches or sweeping switches, whatever works for you. Take your time to fold forward and feel a deep stretch after each transition. In these organic movement patterns, kneeling, ground sitting, reaching, we can reverse some of the negative effects of modern culture, like too much desk sitting and screen time. We practice here so that these patterns become more integrated into our everyday lives, and that's where we can really tap into increased vitality and longevity. So keep that idea in mind. These bodyweight practices aren't just about the short bouts of exercise to promote mobility. It's bigger than that. It's about keeping our individual world of movement wide open. As a system, the human body thrives on diversity of movement, and by practicing with intention and precision, we strengthen the mind-body connection for better movement awareness in all facets of life. Now extend both your legs out in front of you and enjoy a pike stretch. Fold forward from your hips, support the stretch with gentle movements and deep breathing. If we don't use these ranges of motion, we lose them. In the absence of movement, our bodies will adapt to hold tension as a compensation for a lack of mobility and stability. So these movements are helping to reset and re-educate your nervous system. It can be tough in the beginning though, so if you're feeling very stiff, I want you to focus on deep breathing and relaxing into the stretch. Next up, we've got tucked rocking. Keep your spine rounded and core braced to hold the shape. Rock back and forth with a speed and range of motion that suits you. Aim for about 12 to 15 cycles. Feel the smoothness in this rocking action as we get some good work for the abdominals, some touch feedback for the back line of the body, and develop a pattern that can be useful in avoiding injuries from a fall. Now, the thing that I love about this movement pattern and the next few is that they're really playful. They can take us back to being kids. They don't need to be performed like rigid exercises. There's room to be creative and improvise while still being focused and intentional. Rock up one last time. Now transition into an inverted crawl going forwards and backwards across your space. About 40 seconds here. And maybe later, just as an experiment, you try crawling this way for distance. Now, from a practical perspective, this is a technique that you'd use out in nature to traverse down a steep hill. Or you could just simply crawl across an open field to see what it feels like for your shoulders and hamstrings. Life doesn't demand that we crawl too often, but when you start moving differently, you'll naturally start creating your own opportunities to move. Start to make your way back to center. Hold the position and next perform a set of inverted hip lifts for about 30 seconds. Keep your arms locked out and shoulder blades depressed as you lift and lower your hips. Breathe with the movement, feel the stretch through your chest and shoulders, feel the activation through your glutes and hamstrings. Okay, next, lie back with knees bent and soles planted. Perform some alternating rolling bridge reaches for about 1 minute. Take your time to really create the stretch and explore the angles that feel best for your body. Get one last reach, elongate through your fingertips, and really stretch. Then draw back to center, and we'll go through some more basic bridging variations next. Start with a standard hip bridge for about 10 reps, and then hold the last one. Our glutes support some of our most important movement patterns in athletic endeavors, so it's always a good look to keep them awake and firing. This series is simple, but so good for fostering the mind-muscle connection. Lift your hips one last time and hold the bridge. Keep your breathing deep and relaxed, but really feel the engagement through the posterior chain. Now from that bridge hold, perform an alternating march. Draw one thigh in as far as you can without losing the extension on the bridge side. About 30 seconds here. Okay, now last variation in this series, single leg bridge pulses, about 10 reps each side. Alright, switch sides if you haven't yet and match the reps. Start to finish up those single leg bridge pulses, and we'll keep the burn going with side bridge lifts next, about 12 reps each side. Set up a side lying position with forearm support, lift off the ground, then lift the top leg at the top of each rep. Keep the front of your body open with each lift. Now switch sides and match the reps. We got a few more reps, and the last ones are the worst. Let me just say, if you hate side bridge lifts, you're not alone. I think this is a great movement, but I'm never sad when they're done. So let's move on. We're going to go to crossover sit stretches next. Come up to a side sit, then sweep your back leg to hook your foot across your front knee, and we'll hold this position for about 45 seconds. In this time, explore the different angles and variations. I recommend focusing on the external rotation stretch of the hip. Use your same side hand to gently push and pry the hip open. Now, usually this is a pretty enjoyable stretch for me, but the combination of my last workout and the side bridge lifts right before this made the stretch more challenging. It just goes to show that even though we work the same patterns, every day and every practice is a unique experience. So we work with our body accordingly, and we can always be learning something new. All right, unhook the front leg, switch sides, set up the crossover sit, and explore the stretch again. All right, now unhook your leg and lie back to supine. For the next couple of movements, we'll focus on core. Starting with hollow body extension. Start in that same tuck position from earlier. Extend your arms and legs while making sure your lower back stays connected to the floor. Avoid arching. Then draw your arms and legs in and repeat for about 10 reps. All right, get one last extension, hold it, and relax for a moment. Quick rest. And we'll continue on with cross crawls for about 20 reps. Focus on your quality of movement. Maintain that strong core connection with your lower back glued to the floor. Also make a cross-body connection with each rep. That diagonal squeeze is really key to this pattern. Keep a nice flow going, full extension as you go in and out with the legs, exhaling with each twist. We finish the cross crawls and then we move right into supine hip escapes next. About 20 reps here, but again, the intention and quality of movement are always going to be more important than the number. Keep your hips hovering off the ground and slightly roll to one shoulder. Then draw your hips back like you are curling into a ball. Feel the squeeze in your obliques as you crunch from side to side. The key is finding the support on your foot and opposite shoulder to keep your hips gliding over the ground. If you have any martial arts experience, you'll probably be familiar with this movement pattern. If not, it might take some time to feel it. Like many of these moves, the learning comes in layers and context really helps, so you might try it playing with your kids or your dog. All right, stabilize yourself and let's move on to rock ups with a tripod tuck. Tuck and rock up to an opposite hand-foot base. Pause to stabilize at the top, then draw your lifted leg into a slight tuck, extend, sit, rock back, and repeat, alternating sides. Notice how that tucking movement has a similar feel to the hip escape that we just did. Stay in sync with your breathing and keep it flowing for about 45 more seconds. Okay, last rep here. Rock back, rock up, stall in that tripod position and tuck. And now let's move on to our next pattern. Perform a pass under, rotating to a foot hand crawl, then again to a one arm inverted crawl position. Pass under, rotate to a one arm inverted crawl and lift your hips. Pass under, go all the way through, one arm support and lift. We want to create a nice flow with this movement pattern, so don't overthink it. Instead, let your body take the lead. It doesn't need to be perfect straight away. Just consider how you can rotate through these crawling positions and make the movement feel as smooth and stable as possible. Hold this last inverted lift. Then hit the pass under to transition into a standard foot hand crawl. Go slow enough to stay in sync with your breathing. Stay low and long with your knees hovering just off the ground. Keep your hips and head at the same level. Ideally, we want to move with a contralateral pattern. That means your opposite hand and foot are moving in unison. Crawling is definitely a lot harder than it looks, and it's also super beneficial because it strengthens your entire foundation. So take your time with this, rest or knee crawl if needed. And again, crawling isn't something that life asks us to do very often, so it takes some time for your body to get acclimated to it. But it's good strength to have. You can incorporate crawling into your workouts as well as taking opportunities to crawl for yard work, cleaning, or play. Crawl your way back to center and hold the position for just a few more seconds. Breathe and relax. All right, good work. Now lower down and we'll take about 75 seconds to regroup with some prone spinal extensions. Lie on your stomach, plant your hands. Use the strength of the back line of your body to initiate the lift. Then support the lift with the press of the arms, inhaling up, exhaling as you lower. Repeat and keep flowing. Our spine really tells the tale of our habits, especially as we get older. An absence of movement often leads to a stiff and rigid spine. Logging endless hours at a desk creates a rounded and closed posture. So open and extend your spine often. It's a powerful way to nurture your flexibility and suppleness. And the key, of course, is consistency. A couple reps of spinal extension isn't going to create any change. It's working consistently and mindfully through different variations of spinal extensions. Here, starting on the ground is one of the safest, and this pattern then lays the groundwork for more advanced backbending and bridging later on down the line. In short, be patient with your body and be progressive with expanding your spine's range of motion. All right, lower down. Sit back to kneeling, and next we'll continue stretching our hip flexors. Step forward to half kneeling and shift forward, elongating your back leg and pushing your knee over your toes. Stay open and tall through your upper body. Hold for a moment, then glide back, reset, and switch. There's a lot of goodness to be gained from the half kneeling position. You can stretch here and you can lift here. And as you go through these glides, you might incorporate reaching at different angles to deepen the stretch. Next, we'll make our way into a wide stance squat and take the next minute to explore lateral shifting. Now, it's nice to give yourself some time to ease into this pattern and let your hips open up gradually. Start out by folding forward and placing your fingertips down on the ground for additional support. Sit down into your hips and smoothly shift from side to side. And as your range of motion opens, you might begin holding your torso more upright as you sink down deeper into your squats. Now come to center, and next let's flow through some alternating side bends. Sink down slightly, feeling yourself grounded, feeling your legs working in that wide stance squat. Then perform an arcing overhead reach as you bend from side to side. Bottom arm wraps around your ribs, your top arm frames your head. Exhale through the reach, inhale through the transition. Get one more reach. Then rotate outwards 90 degrees, straighten your legs and fold forward for a split hinge stretch. Explore little movements, rocking, twisting, flexing or pointing your front foot. Pivot on your feet and rotate 180 degrees to switch the stretch. Once again, switch the stretch. And one last switch. And we'll flow into our final pattern for today's practice. Step into a forward fold and hold the stretch for a few moments. Breathe deeply. Lower your hips down to the balls of your feet, then softly to kneeling. Open your chest to stretch, then reverse, drawing your hips back, elevate, and return to the forward fold. Keep flowing through this sequence to stretch and finish out our practice. These movements are meant for you to give back to your body, to support your ability to move with ease and grace in your everyday life. These practices lay the foundation for your fitness and active lifestyle. And I share all this stuff because I want you to live a full and hopefully long life, and feeling at ease in your body is a big part of that equation. So thank you for showing up to flow with me today. If we're vibing, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next practice.